I was thinking back in the day when Netflix got like just started to become like relevant, and I remember getting like my own Netflix account, and I was going through all of the like B-rated movies that were like on there, and there were a lot of really awful ones. There was one of like these people went to like a supposed ghost town outside of like a gold mine, and like wolves were attacking. And that sounds cool at first until, like, the wolves were not good actors.
Oh. Yeah.
Neither were the people. It was supposed to be one of those things where, like, the wolves were, like, dangerous and snarling, but then they were just kind of cute.
Yeah.
But there was one that, it was called The Wild Hunt. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but let me give you the premise of it. It is about a guy, and it is about this guy's girlfriend and his brother that go to this like LARPing convention. So imagine like Renfest, but like people stay there,
right,
and
that sounds familiar.
Yeah. But they
play Pathfinder. We know what LARPing is.
Right.
We're not like those.
We're like, no, I'm cool.
We're like a half a step away from starting to LARP.
Oh, I just haven't been invited yet. If I got invited to LARPing, I would go. But so the whole thing is that this guy's girlfriend and his brother, they go to this LARPing convention. They stay there for like 2 or 3 weeks or something, and then the girl and this guy's relationship is like falling apart. So he decides he's gonna go, and it's all like total fish out of water thing, and it gets really, really crazy because the guy that likes his girlfriend is at this thing, and then he's there to like protect his relationship and stuff. Sounds like fun and interesting. People start fucking dying. It gets absolutely batshit crazy. And it's one of those B movies that I was like, I can't believe like 10 people made this entire film, like behind the camera, not including the actors. It was one of those ones that I'm like, I wish more people knew about it, because it was such an incredible thing that I remember just like sitting in my room watching it and being like, God, this is a ridiculous movie. This is fucking good.
Arguably, the most ridiculous thing is that somebody in a committed relationship LARPs.
That's also true.
Hey, there's going to be people offended by that.
I don't care.
There are LARPing couples out there, and I'm sure they have a specific name for them.
Yeah,
LARPles.
So, LARPles.
No, I actually when I was in the
I hear you, LARPles.
When I was in the tree
All
care.
10 of you out there.
For the record, I do not have any problem with LARPles. Don't at me on Twitter.
when I was in the tree care business, I worked with somebody who was a bad shit crazy white dude, and him and his wife LARPed, and wow, he was really into drugs.
That's how you get immersed. You smoke a lot of purple haze.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
all I can say is hashtag not all LARPles.
Listen, in the tree company I worked for, you had mandatory drug tests, and for some reason he was never randomly selected. That's all I'm gonna say.
Like when you need employees and you don't want to fire anyone, what do?
Yep.
You just only drug test the people you know aren't doing anything.
Listen, all I'm saying is in the first year I worked for Bartlett, I got randomly selected 3 times.
Hey,
Yep.
that's the key to drug test. My brother had
Don't do drugs.
My brother had 2 friends. my brother had 2 friends, and they both interviewed. I think it was like NSA or some other like one of the like security organizations. And one of his friends, they both did drugs. One of them who didn't do drugs, or one of them said that he didn't, and like he detoxed for a long time and stuff, and he like said like I don't do drugs. And like did all the right things, like didn't get hired, and he like failed that part of the like interview screening of whatever. And his other friend was like, yeah, like I do drugs, I've done them the past 6 months, and yeah, I do. And they hired him.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, all you would have to say is like the interviewer for the tree company was like, "Are you a good tree climber?" "Yes." "Do you do drugs?" "Yes." "Okay, fine, come on."
Since you said that thing about like back when Netflix was big, yeah, I just saw like the other day, I think a new Netflix show or movie is coming out, and it's starring Randall Park, who's awesome and hilarious. He's in the Marvel movies. He plays he was in WandaVision and Ant-Man. He's like the FBI agent that kept tabs on Paul Rudd's character.
Yeah, Randall Park's awesome.
Well, he's starring in a movie or show about the last blockbuster. on Netflix.
Oh my god! They're twisting the knife, son.
Yeah,
They're
right.
twisting the knife.
Like years ago, Netflix offered to buy Blockbuster, and Blockbuster gave them the middle finger, and then went out of business, and
Yeah.
Netflix took over their industry.
Yeah.
And now Netflix is making a fucking show or movie about it.
Yeah.
being
And
a
they
kid,
casted Randall Park, which is perfect.
being a kid that grew up in the late '90s and early 2000s, I have a huge nostalgia spot for Blockbuster.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, mom and dad are taking us to Blockbuster. It's gonna be a great night.
Well, now you can take solace in knowing that the industry that killed your love is now
making
making,
a
fun of it
series.
and
Yep.
dunking on it.
Oh no, I have a Netflix account. It's just better. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's really funny is that when Netflix started to get big, and then they said, "How is Blockbuster? How are you going to deal with this?" They were like, "People just love the experience of coming to Blockbuster."
Yeah, they were hard.
we will always make money because of that. And then the moment that people found out, wait, I could watch movies from my fucking couch.
I don't have to drive to a
nev-
store.
It never got bad.
Well, man, I remember when Netflix, like in the beginning of it, it was that you had to put a subscription form and they
Yes.
came in the mail.
Yep.
Yes,
and you
yeah,
had
the
DVDs,
DVDs.
and then you return them. And I was like,
Yep.
that is such a weird practice.
I think your mom, Tim,
Yes.
still does
Yes.
the DVDs.
Wait,
Wow.
she still?
I don't think she does it anymore, but she did it up until like 3 or 4 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. It was
She was still
It was
getting
not that long
Netflix
ago.
movies
No.
in the mail.
No.
Yeah.
Long after everybody stopped doing that.
I think her
think-
account got grandfathered in. Like,
I think
you're the OG Netflix subscriber.
I think Netflix started their like mailing process, and they're like, wait a minute, millions of people are still just using like back in the day it was like LimeWire and all these other things. Like,
Oh, yeah.
if we just let them do that, we're gonna make millions of dollars.
Well, I mean, part of it was the expansion of internet speeds. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, when internet speeds got better and better, then
Yeah, 'cause I
they're
know-
like, oh, hey, streaming doesn't take 5 years.
Yeah.
You know?
I had to explain LimeWire to a couple coworkers the other day.
Oh no!
And it was an
yes.
awesome,
Yes.
just nostalgia, because there was only one other
Yes.
person on my team who knew about it for some reason.
Wow.
It's like play the roulette system of is this music or is this porn or is this a virus?
Well, like
It could be all three.
Our IT, one of the guys who works for IT, who always like sends out the company emails of like new softwares and policies and stuff. Like he always sends out funny things. So he like sent out a funny story about LimeWire, and I read it. I was like, memories. And then I was like, and I just like put it in our Slack. I was just like, I remember LimeWire, great days. And someone was just like, what's LimeWire? I was like,
yeah.
God, I don't want to feel old from LimeWire.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I want to be
I
aged
wanted,
by.
I wanted to download Crank That Soldier Boy, but I downloaded 12 viruses in a trench coat.
It's like, let me try
my
downloading the Black Sabbath album, and it takes an hour and 20
Yes.
minutes because I'm using dial-up.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder
Oh
why
my
this
God.
one song is like half a gig.
Yeah.
Why is it like a warpigs.exe?
Yeah. Whenever it's an EXE, you're like, I remember that. I don't know if I told the story. There was a comedian who was talking about like the days of like when he was using LimeWire, and he said that him and his friends wanted to watch whatever X-Men movie happened to come out that year.
gosh.
And he said that, mind you, it's a movie, and it obviously bootlegged from
Yes.
some movie theater.
Right.
And he said that it was so many gigs of data, and he's had to sit there, and so he set it up in the morning. He got up early, set it up on the family computer. Luckily, nobody used it throughout the day to like turn off the internet.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so he sat there forever and like finally got it to work. And then when him and his friends went to go watch it, it was Russian with Spanish subtitles.
Nice.
And they didn't know anything that was happening.
Oh my gosh. Have you guys ever seen the Amber Ruffin show?
No.
No.
Oh my gosh. So Amber Ruffin is a comedian. She wrote for that one guy, comedian who does late night shows. I'm filling the blank.
Jimmy Kimmel?
Jimmy Kimmel.
No.
Who's
Who's
the
the
really-
red? What's the redhead guy?
No, it's the
Conan
guy. He's got
O'Brien.
big beady eyes, but he's not Conan.
Letterman?
No.
Letterman's been
Letterman's been
Anyways,
a while.
moving on. She writes for late night, and she recently got her own show, and it's incredible. But every once in a while, she'll throw in like
John Oliver.
No, not John Oliver.
He doesn't
I would.
have
I
big
know
eyes.
John Oliver. But so she has her own show now, and she'll just throw in these jokes that are specifically like for our generation. And like whenever she does them, like the camera pans, and she'll explain it for the younger generation, and it's just hilarious. Like she did one on LimeWire. She's like, LimeWire is what we used to steal music off the internet before Spotify.
They tell you a bunch of things like your parents do about growing old, and say, "Oh, you'll understand when you grow old." One thing they never mentioned is how it feels to not be the youngest generation anymore. It's very strange.
Strange, yeah.
Try to ignore it. I got too many other things going on.
Yeah.
I've got so many siblings. Like my young sisters view me like that now. Like they're Gen Zers or whatever they are now, and you're just like, you're so old. I'm just like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I'm not. Shut up.
Rebecca keeps up with their youngest sibling, Chloe, Tim's youngest sibling. So Rebecca has a good relationship with her, so she kind of gets like views into younger generation. But now we're talking about being older than the youngest generation, and I don't want to talk about it anymore.
So
I want to go back to the comment of Tim saying that this late night host had big beady eyes, and I wonder how that works.
Okay. Let me.
Look
Is
her,
that just normal eyes?
look her up. The whole intention of this opening though was like I want to talk about like B movies and like any underrated movies that you guys know of, because that's mine. Every single time like underrated movies come up, I would say The Wild Hunt.
All right, Amber Ruffin wrote for Seth Meyers.
Oh,
yes.
That's the
I
guy.
forgot
Yes.
he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Amber Ruffin is a gem.
I totally know who
watch,
that is.
Watch her show.
He was
She has
on
lots
SNL,
of
I
clips on YouTube. She has a show on Peacock. I don't even like Peacock, but I will log on to that app just for Amber Ruffin. It's so good. It's
All
so
right.
good.
So back to B movies. Dragonheart.
Like the Sean Connery Dragonheart?
Was that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
I guess.
That has never really been a very popular movie, but my dad
Really?
loves that movie, and it just holds a very special place in my heart.
Ice Princess. Classic.
Man, if you asked me this a couple years ago when I was like really into like indie B movies and shit all the time, I would have a lot of numbers. I'm like blanking on all of them. So
I am
go-
too. I am too.
Well,
right
it doesn't
now,
matter
actually.
because half of this intro is going to be cut because of how long it is.
That's why I literally just went to the first B movie I remembered that was pretty okay in Ice Princess.
I mean, I'm gonna go to the best one of all time, and that's Evil Dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
technically, yeah. I mean, that does work.
There's nothing more iconic from low budget
Yeah.
B movies than fucking Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I was just trying to think of like what would be considered a B movie, because at the time I watched it, I'm like, this is pretty good, and now I'm like, oh, if I look back at it, but I guess the Tremors after the first Tremors, because like
Barely remember those.
Yeah.
I love the, I
with
love
the
first
Graboids.
Tremors so much.
I know of the,
Graboids.
yeah, the
franchise.
Graboids
I
and
have
stuff
never
like that,
watched it.
because I remember watching those as a kid, and I'm like looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, the effects were a little, but I also liked it. Like it was corny and stuff like that. But yeah, like some of the Tremors movies were just really fun, but also
soft spot
just
for Tremors.
over the top. Like,
There's a good number of like movies that came out on like the Sci-Fi Channel that were just awful.
wait, you mean one was like Dragon War?
Yeah,
and there was,
Oh
like,
yeah.
Reign
My
of-
dad was a big sci-fi guy.
Yeah, there were two that I remember specifically. One was Hot Garbage. The other one was Hot Garbage in a good way. There was one that was just called like Ants or Swarm of Ants or something like
Yeah.
that. And they would do the thing where they would like take like one CGI shot of like ants coming over the hill, and then use the same shot but with like a binocular filter.
Yeah.
It's just to like really increase like the time. The other one was Eight-Legged Freaks.
I was just
Yes.
about to say Eight-Legged Freaks.
Yeah.
That was it.
I was waiting for you to finish. I was like, does that count as a B movie? Because that one's awesome.
Yes, no, it's a terrible movie, but it's so fucking
I
fun.
was literally just
It's-
about to say that.
It's so much fun. It's such a. What's the scene where he like goes up on the dirt bike and like kicks the?
Yeah,
kicks the,
he just does like a straight up like drop kick
Yeah,
with it. Just pow, kicks it
it's
away.
so ridiculous.
I mean, they yell out the title while he's killing spiders.
Yeah, yeah.
Eight-Legged Freaks. Like shooting him with like a shotgun or something. Like, yes.
Also, Mark, really surprised you didn't go with The Room, but Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, but I was thinking of like older movies.
Okay,
like
yeah,
because you were
yeah.
kind of bringing up that, and I'm like thinking like, yes, I've seen The Room like once, and don't feel like really watching it ever again.
Well, the problem is, Jake, you said B movies, and that is an S tier movie.
Yes.
That's also that's a good point.
Yeah, like what is the definition of a B movie? It's just like straight to VHS release. Because in that case, I'm changing my vote to Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day. Obviously.
I don't think any Disney product could ever
No,
be called a B
no.
movie.
well, Winnie,
right now-
Winnie the Pooh, another franchise I never watched.
Right now, the mouse cops.
You know,
right
you
now,
guys,
the mouse cops
Winnie
are
the
coming down to
Pooh-
get you.
Winnie the Pooh is triple S tier.
No, guys, do you know Winnie the Pooh and like everything around it is the third most
yes.
valuable franchise
Yes.
in the world?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's
so how
definitely
dare
top
you call
five.
it?
Another thing I never watched.
I watched
I'm-
so much Winnie the Pooh as a kid.
You and I
No
graduated
Muppets.
together, Kelly, but I don't think you were a kid ever. I think you just spawned into the world as a high schooler, because that's when I met you.
You're just standing there with a whiskey in your hand.
I mean, the progression of my childhood TV shows that I remember is like I watched Barney,
Okay.
and I watched like Dragon Tales,
Nice.
well, yeah, solid.
Very good. Very
and
good.
then I'm
No
watching
Arthur?
Ren and Stimpy, Rocko's Modern Life, and the Sci-Fi Channel.
I was never allowed
So,
to watch those.
I watched a lot of Hellraiser and like Tales from the Crypt when I was like 7.
We didn't have those channels, so
I skipped a lot of these kids shows. I watched Nickelodeon, and then I watched horrible things that scarred me.
like I had 4 channels, and like cable was not one of them. So I never had Ren and Stimpy and all that. It was all
I saw Pulp Fiction when I was like 10 years old.
Oh my
Probably
god.
shouldn't have seen it.
Yeah, that's a-
No, I really don't think so.
Oh my god.
Like Hellraiser is like, I mean, it's scary, but it's like creepy scary.
I'm gonna go
trying to
medieval
watch it
on your
now.
ass.
Pulp Fiction, though. Well, there's one show that you should never miss, and that is our show, the Dragon Punch Squad podcast.
Whoa. We're a B movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
probably like C.
we're gonna,
We're moving on up. Okay.
Yeah, go find me later this week for our feature film.
Starring 6 people, probably.
Feature film will include scenes like last episode when you guys took down the lightning pillar and the 4 or 5 Sabasans that were floating around this thing.
Took down. I think you mean demolished.
Yeah, yeah.
Raffle stomped.
Yeah, I added a Sabasan because I was like, this motherfucker's too powerful. I can't fucking deal with it. And you still just wiped. You wiped it out. So
Yeah, once we hit level 7, there was just no fear going into this combat.
yeah,
None.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like 3
You got-
Sabasans. We can take it.
You're gonna have to the book's gonna have to step up big time for us to be scared. again,
don't
'cause,
say that.
we
Stop
go so
saying
strong.
that. Stop it. But I also have 30 AC with my
Yeah.
shield raised, so I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
We're all so powerful now. It's so stupid.
Yeah, when I was going over like just like the numbers and stuff like that, I was like, the pillars have a plus 20 to hit, and I actually can't crit Benson now without a nat 20.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like,
Jake.
the only thing that's gonna crit him are like bosses
Yeah.
or natural 20s. That's it.
I'm the fucking monster now.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Kezra's always been the monster. I'm just hard to hit.
You're the juggernaut, bitch.
That's what I like to think. Every time you take down one of these towers, it's either you spear it just all the way through, or just do like a Wario shoulder bash and you just skip.
Underrated part of us leveling up is how much damage they Elk and the Vulture do.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You do so much damage now.
I'm so obsessed with how like Benson gets into combats and he's the warrior. He kicks stuff up. It doesn't matter. My damage does not fucking matter. I just have to make sure Mark can attack.
It's like, because as long as I hit at least once, I get that precision damage.
Yeah.
But as soon as Jake puts anything, oh, there's no precision. And I'm
Yeah,
like, well,
that's true. That's
frick,
true.
You know. But I mean, like getting an
your-
extra damage boost.
Well, good to know because this entire jungle will now be populated by oozes.
It's just sticky business.
And once again, we run into Tuco.
Yeah, two kobolds chasing oozes of the woods.
We're looking for our sister.
Doberman, slow down.
Don't worry, I have my wand of water.
Just don't break that thing over.
Two kobolds come up, grab it, throw it in the woods, and run away.
No, they just steal it.
Avatar, give me guidance.
Well,
Abadar ain't shit.
as you guys have taken down this pillar, the lightning pillar, here in this area, I said that the storm overhead had cleared in an almost magical manner, as this thing was sort of perpetuating the storm here. What do you guys want to do next? You guys had a path. If everyone following at home, if you look at the hex map, you guys are heading from the northeast, just beyond where the quarry was, where the Cinderclaw mine was, and you guys are heading southwest, just kind of cutting across to sort of make a Z shape as you're going along.
I feel like we really should spend more time at the mine.
Let's go back.
We're looking for new party members. Benson and Elkwood. Sorry, you're out.
Sorry, we have enough gold. We can pay you.
All right, yeah.
Might be arsenic, laced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to revisit the moving Alcetta's ring to the mine operation so we can run the mine from the Citadel.
I want to see the operation of taking an ancient elven goddess creation.
I think the goddess might actually take notice of that.
Yeah.
We own
Really get
a
pissed off.
gold mine now, so we can get the funds to get as many people as it takes to dig up the like 50 square foot Alcetta's ring. I mean, down to the roots and carry it across the jungle.
I mean,
with magic.
That's what Steve Jobs did.
Yeah. Wait, what? I agreed to something. I don't know if I know.
I want to know about Steve Jobs moving a transportation circle too.
Yeah.
Go on. I want to hear it.
I mean, that's how we made the first Apple Store.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I know the story now by heart. Now that you reminded me.
Just got to read it.
That joke was way different when I said it out loud, and I thought we go.
It's like a Norm Macdonald
You
joke.
agreed, and everyone else was like, "What the fuck are you talking?"
What? What are you blabbering on about Steve Jobs?
All right, well, we'll revisit the Outsiders ring thing later.
Yeah.
Kill the Santa Claus.
You are closer to it than you've ever been, actually, because you are now the more west of the quarry than you have been in like a week or something at this point. Yeah. The days are lost on me.
I say we go to the next pillar. I have plenty of healing spells. What say you all?
I'm quite fine to continue fighting.
Those-
What time of the day is it actually?
I think you got here in the afternoon. Regardless, the next pillar is 2 hexes over, so it'll take a whole nother day to get there.
Press forward.
Oh man, you mean I'll get all my 4th level spells back?
Oh man.
You guys go really, really fast. Suffer a few points of exhaustion. When you get to the next pillar.
Oh, and you lose all your spells.
Yeah. You encountered a bunch of stuff. I'll hand wave all of it, but you lose all your spells. That you needed all of them.
You guys stayed up drinking all night, celebrating.
None of you slept.
You're level 7. You all think you're gods now.
Railroad.
Wait a minute, Jake. You saying we did what we did last night?
You guys want do you guys want to rest here, or do you want to carry on? I'm gonna.
If we move further, it will be definitely nighttime throughout the jungle.
Yes,
to get to the
yeah.
next.
And then
I'd
you'll
rather
be
rest.
sleeping in the next hex.
I just
So-
say we just continue on until it starts to get dark, and then we just set up camp where we
Yeah,
are.
Might
Yeah.
as well do that.
Post guard.
Kezra really liked the lightning aspect of this totem.
Yes.
So he is going to take as much time as he needs to excavate a staff-sized piece of wood out of it.
That's cool.
You're just gonna throw that staff of fire in the dumpster.
I like the staff of fire, but you can always have more staffs.
That's true. That's true.
And if I got the opportunity to craft some sort of lightning staff, I want this one.
Yeah. So I
It's a
think.
dragon pillar lightning.
Yeah.
Lightning dragon pillar, so I'm not gonna leave this thing just sitting in the woods.
So I imagine Kezra, he's maybe taking some mundane tools or something, trying to carve this out. And Adelar kind of jaunts up, and he takes out the traveler's any tool, and he just and it becomes like a little handsaw or a hatchet. I'm like, Kezra,
Yes.
you might find this more useful than your dragon claws.
Oh yes. I've never thought we'd find something to do with that useless thing, but this is perfect. Or
200 gold,
infinitely
son.
useful.
200 gold.
It is only as useless as one's imagination.
Benson walks up with a smartphone. I'm going to post this to Reddit/wood porn.
Kezra excavates it. He turns the any tool into a sanding block, and he sands it down.
We'll spend the rest of the day here. Yeah, might as well.
Uses the any tool for a bunch of things, and then gets this nice little
Yeah.
blank piece of lightning wood.
Walking stick.
Now we just
It's a
need
walking stick right now.
some very powerful wizard to enchant it, and we're good to go. That's awesome. Can you imagine, this staff was created from the destructive god Dahak?
Kezra has craft magical items, so I can. And I'm a fucking sorcerer, so I can make
Oh, man.
shit. So powerful wizard, my ass. I'm the powerful wizard. I have all this fucking crafting skills and barely use them because we're always moving.
That's one of my issues with the 5e game we play. It's they created an entire class around enchanting items.
Yeah.
So it's if you're playing a wizard, it's I should be able to craft stuff. It's
No.
that's this I can't.
Artificer.
Oh, the
Artificer, yeah. No, only artificers can do that. It's that makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I have magical crafting, so as long as I get a little bit of time, I can make shit.
That's awesome.
Well, you can spend a few hours or whatever trying to rip stuff out and tying it together, and then if you want to craft it now, that's up to you.
It'd take a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Crafting a staff's
A week.
over a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you continue your journey then. You are continuing into the next southwest hex. And as you guys are traveling along, make me a survival check as you're walking through.
We use the what is it? Like I have that compass cantrip, so we know which direction,
direction?
we're going. No direction.
Yes, no direction. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I got 28, so
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Either
Okay.
way.
I'm never rolling survival again.
Yeah.
No, don't do it.
Why would you?
Wait, what?
you could only minorly help or severely
Or just
hinder.
fail, yeah.
And you see just above the trees what looks like almost a stone structure.
Oh, hell.
Is this
Seems-
from this area?
No, the next hex.
The next hex.
Oh, well.
And yeah, the next hex going southwest. But yeah, you see just just over the tree line what looks like to be kind of a stone manufactured stone structure. As you guys approach it, an overgrown ridgeline rises up from the jungle here, presenting a craggy stone face to the south. Perched atop the 40-foot tall cliff is a mostly overgrown stone temple. A trio of stone balconies extend from the temple's southern facade over the cliff's edge, while several triangular openings in the stone walls that may have once held windows are now filled with packed clay. The building's walls are adorned with badly damaged carvings that may have once been androgynous butterfly-winged figures swimming in the sea and flying through the sky.
Desna. I'm pretty sure if we check in the basement, we'll probably find another deed, so...
That is how these things work. The deed is always in the
Our
basement.
group's getting really entitled.
We're just assuming everything we touch is ours.
I know.
This is mine. This is mine.
So Benson is going to, hold everyone, or just stop when we approach it. I don't know if I like the look of this. What do you want to do?
Well, Kezra has some invisibility magic. Helkwood is quite stealthy.
Yes. I can go and take a look.
So this
around.
was continuing southwest-ish, kind of, in our initial trajectory.
Yep.
Can you, pull up the hex map.
Yeah,
I need to visualize this.
Oh yeah, sure.
Big-ass temple.
Yep. So yeah, it looks like a enormous temple, clearly lost to the ages, but it is in this hex right here to the southwest
Oh,
of where
wow.
you guys are.
That's weird.
We're getting
Okay.
close.
Yep. So just a hex away from the supposed green pillar that you guys are going to next.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I like to
Yeah.
think we're killing Power Rangers.
Does kind of look like that.
Mighty
The next one's the
Morphin,
Green Ranger.
Dragon Bill.
They'll never get the Megazord together.
No,
beat 'em.
because we've already
I mean-
iced yellow, purple, blue, and black.
I mean, that's how you win, though. You take out, and
Yeah.
you always have to make the Megazord, and
Megazord's gonna have a few missing limbs.
the leg's missing. Yeah.
I'm sorry. How big was this temple again? Like,
Say 40 feet
it's like
tall.
No, the
like
cliff's
a
edge was 40 feet.
it's
and
like a
then,
ziggurat or something.
kind of. If you want me to take you over to it, I
Yeah.
can do
Yeah.
that as well.
Take us,
Oh,
take us
snap.
to the map.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Take us to the other map.
We like visuals.
In this world, there are 2 red Power Rangers, though. That's the problem.
Oh, wow.
Fighting for supremacy.
That is interesting.
Oh.
So yeah, there's a large main antechamber here, and then two of them that kind of go off, and then there's 3 little peninsula outlooks that overlook the 40-foot tall cliff. That goes directly down into a small landing and then into the river. So you guys are right there.
Dang, this is cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I say Elkwood just starts scaling this place and looking through.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys, you want to stealth in, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just Elkwood, right? We're keeping
Yeah.
at a big
We'll keep
distance.
a-
yeah.
Benson doesn't
reasonable
like this.
distance. Reasonable distance within the tree line.
Okay.
And Kezra will go ahead and cast some invisibility on Elkwood, so he'll have 10 minutes of invisibility.
That works. Because I also get, due to my level 7
But,
feat, I am also taking precautions against other senses.
But before that invisibility happens, Benson is just, do you have any way you can communicate with us if something goes wrong?
Yeah, that would be
Screaming.
Well, actually, I might.
Scream really loud.
I have something for this. And Adelar takes a little dagger, cuts cuts his like hand a little bit, and then carves not carves, but writes a symbol in his blood on your forehead, Elkwood, and I give you life connection.
Ooh.
So if you take damage and you're within 1 mile of me, I will know it, and then I can take that damage for you.
Oh my god,
It's a really cool spell.
That's so
cool.
good.
All of a sudden, I just take a sword, just stab myself.
And I'm like,
Oh, wait a minute, that didn't call for that.
He can choose to take the damage, by the way.
yes. So,
The enemy got me. Okay, yeah. All right, so I'm. Oh, that's quite interesting.
I shall know if you get hurt, Elkwood.
Alrighty, thank you. I will take consideration for this. Let's. I do not know anything about this temple. This is quite strange.
It's
that
Temple
it's
to
out here.
Desna the Dreamer.
But it's been here for so long, so something could be occupying inside. But
Indeed.
You said there was like clay or something?
blocking
Yeah,
the windows.
the windows were open and they might have had glass in them, but they're sealed shut now. with
Right.
That
clay,
means it's
so-
dark inside, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Say stealth check. That is a. Oh God. Dice white dice. I'm sorry. I need light.
Need a spotlight on your desk.
That is 28 for stealth.
28. Yep.
And he's invisible.
And he's invisible.
Automatically undetected.
Yes.
good.
Automatically undetected.
So you stealth your way in, and you can see that there has been someone here recently. It looks like there are some like camping provisions. You see like some sleeping bags, some supplies. You see like a whole box that has like tinder twigs and tent and like a tent set up. So it looks like someone has camped out here at some point. You assume that they might have taken all this stuff to camp out like you guys were, but then they found this place and was like, oh, this is much better than the tent that we've been sleeping in.
And it's like pitch black in there.
Yeah, it's very dark. But yeah, it appears to be empty. Otherwise,
Yeah, because he'll like stealth in a little bit, and he is taking precaution against other things because with the feet, like magical senses and all that stuff.
okay,
So just in case, like alarm spells, whatever,
all right.
scent.
Uh,
Like there's no like that. Yeah, like that's the whole thing. It's like he now is really has more of an expertise with it.
Okay. You look around. You find some more supplies. Looks like there's barrels of something. You'd have to open it up. There's also more sleeping bags in the other rooms, and you find lots of like flasks of water and things like that. But you don't see anybody here.
So multiple people are sleeping here.
Exactly.
Yes, but sleeping bags. Anything about the materials themselves that they're not ragged? Are they?
Yeah. They look well equipped.
So
Actually.
it's not like Characol.
Exactly. Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah. It looks like whoever came here looks like they were paid well for some kind of expedition.
Due to his nature, he might look in one of the packs and
Okay.
just seeing what's in there.
You open up one of the packs. You see some like eating utensils. You find some rations, but you find maybe a small knife that was used for utility rather than actually an actual weapon. But other than that, it just looks like somebody slept here last night and they have not come back yet.
First floor, or is this their second floor?
It's only one floor.
Oh God. Okay, I thought you said like 40 feet. Like
No, the cliff itself that it sits
got it.
over is 40 feet. Yeah.
right. Okay. So not seeing anybody here. He's gonna go back out and just say this seems to be an abandoned campsite.
He
Almost.
stabs himself.
Oh, there's an enemy.
I feel like walking back out there.
Deception check. But he,
Right.
he kind of like invisible, like he's still invisible.
Right.
But he's like, yeah, there don't seem to be anyone here, but a lot of camping supplies. Not charcoal or not, like cult. I would say they're actually fairly nice. So I think we have some explorers maybe around here.
All right. Well, you say it's empty.
I mean, I see no one unless they're invisible in there, but
He said there were barrels. Did you look at the barrels?
I did not. I could, but from some of the packs that I've looked in, there's just utensils for eating and anything else. So perhaps it's alcohol for you.
Well, I think the reasonable thing to do is just ignore this and walk away.
Invisible walked back in already, and
Never mind.
you don't know that I'm invisible. He's actually going to investigate one of the barrels.
You open up one of the barrels. There are 3 of them. They are very heavy. You use something to prop it up, and you open up the lid. It looks like there's a bunch of black powder.
Slowly puts it back.
Well, we don't know what that is, right?
And your cigarette lights it.
Oh yeah, that cigarette that was invisibly smoking a cigarette. But do I get a check? Do I get reflex?
Yeah, like the windows blow out, and I get the chance to take the damage, and I'm like, no.
No, see, that's
This is mysterious black powder. It's a good thing. I'm too stressed.
it's like I have evasion. It's fine. I just somehow evade the fireball.
Yeah, let's just all go in because
Kezra has a plus 11 to crafting. Can you roll me
yeah.
recall knowledge?
Yeah.
Looks like black powder.
Just shout,
Like I know what it is.
Yeah.
just shouting outside. There's some black powder. I think it's pepper. I don't know what it is.
You know, I feel like if we're going to
Real
use,
spicy.
I feel like if we're going to use a spell slot for invisibility, we shouldn't be yelling.
Don't
But
see-
Kezra walks in, looks at this, sees it's black powder, and he goes, "This is explosive. This
Oh,
is extremely combustible, explosive black powder."
Keep the staff of fire away.
can I pick up one of the barrels?
On the what?
One of the barrels. Can I pick them up?
No. They're very heavy.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
very
wait.
strong.
I'm about to say.
Yeah, I know. Let me see how much they
Yeah,
weigh.
how many bulk is it?
But he's a strong man.
Let's see.
Barrel of black powder's got to be at least 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean,
feel like he
100
could
pounds.
do
Yeah,
I mean, Betsy
easy.
could probably lift
He could bench that.
100-pound barrel.
Does it even say how much?
You go to try to lift it, and Kezra's like, "Stop!"
There's probably like text in the book where it's like, "Do not let any of your characters carry this shit around."
But I mean, black powder isn't combustive in and of itself. It needs some sort of like,
Spark.
yeah.
Yeah. It needs,
Friction.
It's flammable.
Yeah.
It needs a spark.
Yeah.
These are made. This is used to make bombs.
That's when you bring the staff of fire. I need to see a little closer.
Kezra takes the staff of fire and just chucks it out the front door. Because it's always smoldering.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to read this label. Let me get my Bic lighter.
Put that torch away.
do you remember the scene in the Lord of the Rings where
A worm tongue.
Yeah.
He's leaning over and
Saruman's making the black
Grabs
powder,
him back.
and then it's like
pushes
he's
him
like,
away.
He's like, how on earth will this black dust do anything? And he uses the torch right there, and he's like, back away, you fool.
yeah, that's when
Kill
like
us all.
he does like that slow like arm like.
Yeah, just
Push you
just
away.
shoves him away.
Kezra does immediately take a sack out of his pack and fills it with black powder and ties it off and puts it
Sure.
away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it does not tell me how big or how many bulk the black powder bomb is.
It's because I want that to be his weapon. Like I want Benson to be able to toss it as a weapon and
like Donkey Kong.
yes, and like just throw a torch after it and it just explodes.
I mean, hey, that would kind of go along with our strategy. It's like, yeah, just let him run in with a thing of black powder in his bag. We need to blow it up and then heal him later.
I mean, it'll just be like the Lord of the Rings, like God, not a reference, but like the orc in the third one.
Yeah.
It's like with the torch.
Yeah.
He's just running. Yeah,
3 arrows in him.
but actually, now I'm curious though. You said that like all this stuff was more exquisite. Is there like labels on anything?
Do you want to do a check on the like the drawings and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, but
Like
I'm thinking of personal experience of how most campers have their like insignia of like.
no, the drawings and carvings are much older.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go with like, campers have their insignia on their black powder barrels.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but like no, I was just thinking like if they're a nicer a thing, like I'm just thinking if they belong. Like I'm getting the vibe of explorers. Like
Yeah.
And so I'm like-
that is the vibe that I'm
This
trying
seems
to
like
get.
people mining for black powder.
yeah. So he was just curious if there was like anything of no work. I mean, because otherwise you'll like if there's anything lying around, you might try to take some of it. But
Does Benson see any kind of symbol of Desna inside?
Make me a religion check.
Yeah, I'd already be checking that out.
I'm
too.
pretty wicked decent at that.
I would imagine so.
I would hope.
Pally boy.
Was that a
29.
29, critical success.
Yeah.
You surmise that this temple seems to be devoted to the deities of Desna and Gazre, but it combines their depictions into a singular entity. Critical success reveals something more, that this temple was devoted not to a combination of the two gods, but a sort of mini pantheon composed of both of them, named Shimye Magala. If you would like to roll a society check, you can try to work backwards to figure out who made this.
Oh God, rocks today. 27.
Oh, I got a natural 20.
Oh, yes.
For a 31.
So you look at the carvings and how they're drawn and sort of the symbolism that's used, and the style itself evokes that of the Banawat people, who today dwell far to the west along the Mwangi coastline. Are you expert in society by chance?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. You would have just known that anyway from being an expert. But, so you know that those people long admired and worshipped the two deities as equals. The age of this temple, combined with the inland locations, suggests that the Banawat were more widespread long ago. So, some very, very old group of people that have since moved on must have built this to a sort of a combo deity and made this in their name.
That's pretty cool.
Do you think Kezra judging, maybe using his crafting check, could he maybe kind of determine how old this structure is?
Much older than the book says, I'll tell you that much. This thing is very, very old.
Gotcha,
if you ask the Banawat people, they might know about it, but like I said, that's way west.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, they wouldn't be venturing probably this far in anymore.
Are there statues or symbols of the religious?
The main things that you see, like I said, are of the butterflies and stuff like that. Butterflies, obviously, the thing for Desna.
So Benson will take a moment to kneel down in front of them and just show reverence to the religious significance of this place. Not necessarily worshiping, just showing respect. Well, are we done here?
It seems that way, but now I'm curious.
Is there, in the back of it, is there any looking out over the cliffs or anything?
If you go to the back of it, there's 3 little platforms that you can see there. That they look over the cliff, and from there you can see the trees, and then there's a bit of land, and then you can see the river. Eventually, it's the river is technically in the next hex, but you can see it from here.
Nice.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I think Adler would probably gather everyone by maybe the biggest overlook. It's all right, everyone, it's time to get a selfie.
Here, use the multi-tool.
It's an any mundane item.
The any tool turned into a selfie stick.
He's definitely interested in this, but he's more interested in these people that were in here. He's gonna check to see if there was noticeable footprints, where they're leading.
Go ahead and make me a survival check so you see what you can discern from that.
No, I don't waste my...
Probably.
Can I aid him?
You're gonna kill it. I don't know. I'm asking you to roll.
Well, I don't know. That's a 21.
It looks like within the past day, last 12 hours or so, you see that there's a group, at least 5 people that have come in and out of here, but nobody's here now. So
Adler was looking around too, and he got a 32. So I need to know the exact hour they left.
They left 12 hours ago.
To the minute.
So they left this day.
Oh, okay.
So, but because all their stuff's here, you assume that they might be back.
Probably come back.
You would think so. It's dark right now, right?
Well, it depends if we want. Is it dark now, or is it what time of day is it right now?
Wasn't it afternoon from the previous hex? So shouldn't it be night almost?
Well, it's half a day for.
Yeah, but.
Oh wait, how
afternoon too?
Yeah, each day is half. Or
Yeah.
each hex is half a day's travel.
By the way, we're just assuming that these people aren't servants of Hawk, right?
Yeah. That's what I think that's what Adler was going to bring up next. Is we don't know the intentions of the people staying here. I don't know if it's wise if we stay unless we are to set up some sort of ambush and see who they are.
I believe we should investigate anybody mulling around in this area of the jungle with these pillars around and the And these Cinder Claws, we need to find out who they are. If they're indeed neutral, then minding their own business, we need to know. And if they are part of the Cinder Claws, then they need to be destroyed.
Yes.
Agreed.
Can I do a investigation of the area to try to figure that out?
Like what their intention is?
If anything in the camp reminds me of any of these multiple Cinderclaw camps that we've encountered.
You can take your time looking. You do not find any Cinderclaw anything.
Okay.
I believe these just might be
Like furry monkey
mild-mannered
footprints.
explorers that wanted to investigate around here. But they're so fairly deep in the Mwangi, so I wonder where they're from.
Well, are we just gonna set up camp and cook for them when they get back, or what?
Hey guys, got a nice ice cold beer for you. A long trek.
Thankfully, we have plenty of fire starters.
No, Benson, not a fire.
Benson,
starter.
no.
It's explosive.
He's just taking a handful and throws it on the fire.
Like Kezzer pulls out a chalkboard to explain what black batter does.
Do you remember the secret tunnel episode of Avatar?
Yeah.
Where they're with the like hippie group.
Yeah.
And then,
See,
and then,
oh, yeah.
yeah,
Tunnel through the
they go
mountain.
well, each of these torches last this long, so it'll last the whole time while we're down here, and he lights it all at once. And Sokka's like, not all at once. He has to put out all the torches. But yeah, you guys could wait here if you want, or you could continue on your current path, and maybe you'll meet up with them, or
But
it's up to you.
because I just fear staying.
Can you light up the center, like the map inside of the
No, it's pitch black.
Do what?
inside of the thing on Roll20? We can't see it.
Oh, you want to see the hex map?
Yes.
I
Oh,
understand.
not the hex map. We want to see inside the building.
Yeah, and
it's
then
dark.
And then he
Yeah.
uncovers
It's
it,
dark.
and then there's like 10 charcoal butchers in there. He's like, I lied.
How did Tarask fit in there?
They were sitting around every corner you happen to be looking. Let's see.
They're just on their smoke breaks. They didn't care.
Oh yeah, you guys can just see the outside.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Is that the shrine?
Yeah. So like I said, there are these neat pillars that kind of go along the inside, and then all along the walls. You can see that. But yeah. The different drawings and the carvings and stuff like that, they familiar, but not like, Desna isn't just written under them, and Gosri isn't just like
Yeah.
scrawled, So familiar, but not precisely what you remember.
So now, ultimately, the question is, do we stay in here or outside? Because if they come back and we're here, that could lead into maybe a violent misunderstanding.
Here's my thought. We could stake out this place from the outside and see if they come back. Or we could gain control of the inside and have all of the upper hand when they do come back.
It is a defensible location.
That it is.
Yes, we could just post guards or watchmen, and if we, regardless of what angle they come through, we could be like, "Hey," from afar.
This is our castle.
We don't have to necessarily ambush them. This is our, we found the deed. This is ours now.
So you're like,
Wait a minute, what deed? Adler's writing one at that point.
so
Found it under the statue.
so you're like, we could post watchmen, and Benson's already rolling his eyes and walking to the door.
I say here's what we do. I say we have two of us make camp somewhere in here. The other two of us, when they approach, hide.
Elkwood and Kezra and me and you.
Yes, I
think
say
that works the best.
you and I should be visible.
You
I am
too.
quite a diplomatic.
Yes, you two take the
As am I.
diplomatic route. If they are hostile,
Then
then
we
Elk and I will.
take the violent route if things.
Yes.
Lightning bolt.
Yes, let's have the two utility people and the two damage dealers separate.
We'll just be in the alcoves.
Yes.
I just think it's funny.
All right, so you guys want to bed down here for the night? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the coziest and also most
Well, you
defensible.
guys are
Yes,
hiding on the outside, right?
No, we would hide in the cathedral.
We're
We
just
would
hiding in the corners.
We would just like hide in the corners, like so. If you're looking at this cathedral, there's like an opening door, and then like you kind of come in. There's like an opening alcove. There's like an opening like main chamber, and then there's like 2 stairways up into some like wings of the of this, and then there's like some wings that kind of go back behind the main entrance and kind of like these alcoves. So we could just like literally hide behind some walls, stay hidden, and you guys can talk.
Like, try to imagine, like, you talking, or like, hey guys, seriously, we don't want any trouble, while, like, an arrow is trained and, like, Kezra has, like, a lightning bolt ready, just as soon as you walk through the door.
Yes, oh, yes, we don't want any trouble. And Benson and me just...
Right. Like, in this scenario, they would be coming in, and they would be surrounded immediately.
Yeah, we would flank them.
And, yeah.
But, okay, so everyone, like, gets the position they want to. It's just Benson and Adelar in this main chamber.
Yeah,
Benson just walks to a wall and just sits down. Obviously, his sword and shield are there. It's like, it's not what you expect in this area, or this place. A place of order and a place of chaos.
Well, I would not exactly call it a place of order. You know, Gazra is often associated with the uncontrollable nature of nature. The wind and the waves, they have a tendency of messing things up sometimes. So Gazra, at least the followers I know back in Cheliax, they were a little more fanatical and anti-civilization, saying that industry was killing the planet. But, you know...
You show your city folk nature as I show my soldierhood. I consider any place you can get out of the rain and the weather a place of order.
Yes, it is. We do have different perspectives, I suppose, but it serves us well.
And what kind of people do you think stockpile black powder?
Typically people from the south.
Oh, you're here.
We can hear you.
Yes.
He's just laying on his back with his eyes open.
Right.
Shut up.
I'm trying to
sleep.
In my time living in Thuvia, there was plenty of ships that would be traveling all over, usually heading south. Lots of dwarves, people with clockwork machinery, things of that. This black powder is important to their industry. I never inquired too much because, you know, I didn't delve in black powder much, but I knew of it.
Quick question, Kezra. If I do what I do, as Iomede's weapon, if I call upon the light of the Inheritor and I strike one of these barrels, do you think it will go off?
Only if it's fire. Fire is the key to black powder.
I'll remember that.
But yes, it's a coveted material in the south.
Yes. I actually have a recollection of some being cargoed into ships in Absalom. Of course, didn't know where it was headed, but I knew it was highly coveted.
If anything happens and something comes in that we have to fight, I'm going to do what I can to get their attention. I'm going to pull them to these barrels.
You can also roll one at them. I can shoot fire.
No, I can as well.
Well, these barrels are for some reason so heavy.
Not even God.
1,000 pounds!
If only you were this guy called Donkey Kong. Could easily do it.
I mean, he just has to take a ranking monk and have gorilla stance. And
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh
He
my
has to
gosh.
fight a plumber who's trying to climb up to him with his girlfriend.
I just want Benson to like straight up overhand like soccer throw it. 30 feet.
I'm just, that's going to be the strategy here.
Well, you guys rest. Who's on this second shift again?
I can take two. No, we don't.
No.
Take one
No.
shift.
I didn't
Don't
really
take
use
two
any
shifts.
spells last time, so I'm just fine. I'm just kind of. I mean, I want to be like the face of the party when they show up. So I'll just
Fair.
stay until we see something.
All right, so Adelar and Elkwood?
Yeah.
Okay. While you guys are sitting there, if you guys are making small talk or just sort of admiring this place, obviously, both of you being half-elves, you have a bit of history with Desna, especially. some of your families might have worshipped them or known about them. Some of them probably had a pendant or two from a family member. And if you remember,
I don't know my family very well, and nor does Elwood. But some of the priests, they did like Desno.
well, if you remember that very nice goblin back in Breach Hill, she was a famous Desno worshiper.
Oh God, that feels like 1,000 years.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel like 1,000 years ago?
Oh yes, the House of the Dreaming.
You guys are sitting there, just sort of talking about stuff and just reminiscing over Desna and back at Breach Hill. I'm sure Desna remembers you of Breach Hill. And from out of the woods, you see 4 figures. You see 3 Chawarka butchers
Oh my gosh.
and what looks like a dragon priest.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
But they all seem to freeze in place to you, Elkwood. And you begin to hear a voice. And I'll see you guys next time.
Oh boy. Oh boy.